Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to 3 News Now. I'm Stephanie Haney, and today is Tuesday, February 15th. Thank you for being here for the top stories from WKYC.com and our WKYC app. Little reminder here, what we do here is we tell you the top stories, meaning the stories that matter most to you, because these are the stories that most of you are clicking on WKYC.com and our WKYC app, so you choose what we're talking about today. We'll start off with one of our top stories today. Cedar Point will be opening in less than 3 months, and when they do open, for many positions, they're hiring for about 6,500 positions. They'll be doing it at $5 less an hour than they paid people last year when there was a staff shortage. So not really clear what the choice is there, if they believe they'll be able to fill those positions at the lower rate, but the seasonal associates will earn $15 an hour. That's for most non-tipped positions. That's according to Cedar Point officials in a press release today. Last year, most of those positions were making $20 an hour. So very close to the 2022 season. It's coming up on Saturday, May 7th. Pretty close, inside of 3 months. And here's another update for the park for 2022. They'll be going cashless. So make sure you have your cards, your phones, whatever, but not your cash ready to pay. Also, we've talked about this before, ticket prices will be going up at the gate. They're going up by $10 a person. So if you buy your ticket at the gate, it's going to cost you $85 to get in. So what the park has recommended is don't buy your ticket at the gate. Go ahead and get that online in advance, and then you don't have to wait in line. You'll be able to get in more quickly, and then you won't have to pay that escalated price of that ticket purchase at the gate. And assuming if you're going to Cedar Point that you probably have smartphone access, get that ticket online before you get there. You can get it in your car while you're going up to the gate. Not if you're driving, but if you're a passenger, So anyway, plan ahead, get that ticket in advance. Don't waste that extra $10 getting it at the gate. Now let's talk about the latest COVID-19 numbers in for the Ohio Department of Health. In the last 24 hours, there have been 2,121 new reported COVID-19 cases. That's after a couple days where we were in the thousands for new reported COVID cases. So seeing an increase there, but the hospitalizations are remaining steady. Right now, there are 2,074 people in the hospital being treated for COVID. That's actually a bit of a decrease from yesterday. And out of those 2,074 people, 406 of them are being treated in the ICU. Also, on Tuesday, we do update the confirmed deaths related to COVID-19. That number now is at 35,372 confirmed COVID-19 deaths here in Ohio. Now, if you've been following the Winter Olympics, which you can watch right here on 3, Team USA will be leaving Beijing without their team figure skating medals. It is a bit of a bummer that they have to wait, but it is possible that Team USA's team competition for the figure skating for the men might bump up. They might bump up to a gold. Here's what's happening. There's some ongoing controversy surrounding Russian figure skater Camilla Valeva's positive drug test. So they need to figure out what's going on there. It has been determined that she will be able to compete at the Beijing Olympics, but it's not sure if her scores will stand. She has been cleared to compete in the women's competition by the IOC, but there won't be any medal ceremony for that team event that was won by the 15-year-old and the Russian Olympic Committee a week ago. Big deal here because Valeva landed the first quadruple jumps by a woman at the Olympics when the Russian team won gold in the team event. So the decision not to award those medals does affect Nathan Chen and the rest of the second-place American team. So they'll be leaving Beijing, not sure if they won silver or gold, but it is possible they might bump up to gold. If so, that would be Nathan Chen's second gold of the Games. But if Valeva and Russia are disqualified, Japan will move up to silver and Canada will win the bronze. The U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee said in a statement they're devastated that they'll be leaving Beijing without the medals in hand, but do appreciate the intention of the IOC to ensure the right medals are awarded to the right people. There also won't be a medal ceremony for the women's competition if Valeva finishes in the top 3 because the IOC is concerned that she could be banned after a full investigation of her case where she did test positive, according to officials, in December for a banned substance. Right now, that 3-member court has only ruled on whether she could skate at the Olympics, didn't hear the full merits of the case, but it was determined that they would let her skate, figure out the full merits of the case, because if they didn't let her skate, that would be irreparable harm, which is typically the standard in these cases. There's been a bit of a controversy, too, about the snowboard scoring at the Beijing Olympics, but nevertheless, Rocky River native Red Gerard did not medal at the 2022 Winter Olympic Games. He finished in 5th place in the big air final at the Beijing Olympics, which is the same that he performed in 2018 Pyeongchang in that particular event. So he went into the finals in a good position, but unfortunately he missed sticking the landing on his second run down the slope and then didn't come back quite big enough in the third run. So that put him out of medaling, and he was surpassed by later competitors. He now lives in Colorado, but again, a Rocky River native. He finished 4th as well in the men's slopestyle snowboarding competition. That was last week. That's the event that he won gold in at the age of 17 4 years ago at the 2018 Pyeongchang Olympics. And remember, that's when he famously overslept before his run. So this time, no medal for Gerard, but solid finishes in both events. We're still very proud of him. Congratulations to getting there and performing at the highest level at the Winter Olympic Games. And we have a big congratulations that we have to share to Columbus native Ohio's Simone Biles. You know her as the GOAT from the Team USA women's gymnastics team. So many gold medals, and now she has a ring to add to that because she is engaged. She was proposed to by her longtime boyfriend, defensive back for the Houston Texans, Jonathan Owens. They've been dating since 2020, and when she shared the message that they were engaged with a bunch of beautiful photos, they were in this beautiful gazebo. She's wearing a great dress. He's dressed to the nines. She says that she can't wait to spend forever and ever with him, that he's everything that she dreamed of and more. She said, let's get married. She showed the ring, by the way, on Instagram. It's a beautiful ring, of course. It's an oval cut diamond ring. It's got diamonds on the band. It's very chic. Absolutely beautiful. Now, as we're talking about the 2022 Winter Olympic Games, she has left on the table the possibility of going to the Olympics in 2024 at the Paris Games. She's hinted that she might want to honor coaches Laurent and Cécile Landy, who are both French. But even if she doesn't go back to the Olympics in 2024, she is tied for the most Olympic medals of any U.S. gymnast with 7. And if you remember, there were several events that she couldn't even compete in last season because she got the twisties at those delayed Tokyo 2020 Olympics that just happened in the summer of 2021. So congratulations to Simone Biles and your fiance, Jonathan Owens. We wish you absolutely the best and cannot wait to see the wedding when that unfolds and all the planning and all of that excitement. Obviously, a very exciting time for them and a good time, too, because it's a bit of, I guess, if she is planning on going to those 2024 Olympic Games, she's got a little bit of time to get that all situated. Someone who does not have a ring right now is Ohio's Shanae Ankney. She was one of the women who was sent home on The Bachelor last night. Now, she is from Sycamore, Ohio. It's about 3 hours southwest here of Cleveland, and she has been the source of a lot of controversy on this season of The Bachelor. Bunch of women vying for the love of Clayton Echard. He's a former NFL player, brief stint in the NFL, didn't actually play a snap in the NFL, but he was signed to a team, and he is a Missouri native. He decided to send Shanae Ankney home. She was on one of those 2-on-1 dates where it's 2 women with The Bachelor. Only one of them gets a rose. The other one goes home, so she was left in Niagara Falls. This was after she was making some comments that made it sound like she was pretty sure she was going to stay, but she continued to stir up controversy when she cried when she was speaking with Clayton, and then she said she was bragging about being able to cry, saying, it's not easy to work up those tears, and she said #tears, saying that she was kind of proud of herself for working up those tears. So she made it sound like they were fake tears, not real tears for Clayton Echard, and she was not happy to say goodbye. She said she never wanted to see him again. Now, as I'm watching that, that's a pretty ominous line. It makes me think that we are definitely going to see more Shanae. Regardless, we hope to have her soon on the 3 Things to Know podcast. I know as soon as we can get to talk to her, we definitely will. I know Northeast Ohio wants to hear from Shanae. And, the women, they thought they would have peace after Shanae left, but very quickly a new villain emerged. Her name is Mara, and she was kind of planting some sabotaging seeds. But as Shanae leaves, we now focus on Ohio University alum Rachel Rakia. She's a private pilot, and her connection with Clayton seems to be growing stronger and stronger by the episode. She told him last week that she was falling for him. So we will see what happens. We will continue the weekly recaps, of course, because we're following Rachel's journey, who is a fellow Bobcat of mine. She just graduated from flight school at Ohio University, OUOH. Yeah, so we will see what happens there. And that is it for your 3 News Now update today for Tuesday, February 15th. I hope you all have a wonderful day. It's warming up out there, so maybe the next couple days are days to get outside and do some of those things you've been wanting to do, but it's been too cold to get out there and do. I will see you back here tomorrow with more 3 News Now.